Hey guys, oh my god.
I'm blowing up, goddamn, I'm going up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my hit shits and I guess she's lits for the month of January. I've got a lot of hits, which is a good thing, I guess. You know, as you know, I try to be honest. I'm pretty honest. If I don't like a product, I don't like it. But the thing is, with the technology that's coming up these days in terms of like makeup and all that shit, I think it's a good thing that we are getting really good products, because don't you want the price that you're spending your money on to be good? I feel like sometimes people expect it to be bad, which is, you know, you should go into new product. Anyway, let's get right ahead because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right, so starting off with the hits of this month, I'm going to start off with these because they're like sitting in my face. In my vlog where I spent Christmas alone, I went to was it Christmas or New Year's? I think it was New Year's. I went to Lush and I bought some hair care products. The Daddy-O and the American Cream the Daddy-O is a purple shampoo and the American Cream is a hair conditioner. And I've only used these two together, and I love the way it makes my hair feel, and I love the way it really. The thing is, this still has a little bit of sulfate in it. I know people are like, oh my god, I've heard sulfate is bad for your hair, but I don't mind too much because my hair care afterwards, which includes the American Cream and the Mijangsen Perfect Repair Hair CC Cream, my hair feels really soft, really smooth. There's still a lot of breakage because I bleached my hair. It's just not a thing that I can avoid. I've been really liking this combination. It's very simple. The purple in it keeps my hair, it keeps it from getting too yellow. I know right here it's quite yellow, but that was because of the purple hair dye. But the rest of my hair it's that like white blonde, which I prefer, and a lot of people are asking me like, what color am I going to next? I'm probably gonna go back to pink, but for now I like this color right now on me. So this one I talked about in my review video of the Edward Zoe. Oh my god, the comment section, you can go ahead and check it. The comment section in that video, a complete war zone. People are going off, and honestly, you can have your own opinions about him, but I'm just like sitting here while everyone over there is like crying over it, and I'm like, this whole time I'm like, so about those hair products, they're pretty good, aren't they? Anyway, do whatever the hell you want. There's a product in there, the it's the serum in that line, and I was comparing it to this one. This is the one I've using for over a year now, and I need to put something in my hair, and this is definitely at the top of the list because my hair is frizzy and dry looking if I don't do anything to it after I take a shower and I let it dry. I put this in it to keep it like soft, straight, and smooth. So it's not to straighten your hair, but because my hair is naturally straight, but this just makes it dry nicely. Another hair thing that I think some of these things I might have already mentioned, I'm sorry, so I guess it's just reaffirming my like for the product. The Black Monster stuff. The Black Monster, I know I talked about the hair perm thing, but the Black Monster Black Puff, I didn't even put it into my hair today. Hold on. You see how it's like filling in that gap in my hair? Sometimes you put it into my hairline. But that's basically what it is. It's makeup for your hairline, and it helps fill in any gaps or whatever. And I like to use this for when I cut my hair and it's looking a little bald on the side. I use it there, and also to fill in this gap in my hairline. My hair looks really fucking stupid right now. Hold on. I'm sorry. Comes back looking the same. Anyway, I use this to fill in like the empty spots of my hairline. I cannot live without this right now. This is also another thing that I mentioned in that Moon Fiber review, this Black Monster Black Mist for Men, Nutrition and Fixer. Essentially, it's just a hairspray. I like that it has a really light hold, and the fact that it's more of like rather than like an aerosol mist, it's like a mist spray. So it makes it easy to apply, and I feel like it gets like the right amount of product in the hair. And my hair, it holds, but it doesn't feel too like crunchy, which is something I feel like a lot of people don't enjoy. Unless you like that look, then go for it. For skincare, I went back to Troy Atticus skincare for one, because my skin was just like not having it. My skin is doing so much better, like as usual, now that I'm back on the Troy Atticus skincare. But there are a few stuff that I've been using. The Pony Effect Natural Purifying Cleansing Oil, very similar to the Natural Pacific one. It's a very lightweight cleansing oil that it quickly removes all the makeup. Not remove it, but like it lifts it off the skin so you can wipe it off or wash it off, and it washes off easily. It doesn't leave, like, it's not those cleansing oils that, you know, I mean, water and oil don't mix originally, but when I put water on, I want it to emulsify and turn white and milky so I can wash it off, and that's what this does. Some cleansing oils that I've tried don't do that, and they remain like an oil. So your makeup is removed from your skin, but like I know I'm cleansing afterwards, but If I can remove as much of that as possible, then I will. And because I use a cleansing sponge to wipe everything off anyway, it's not too big of a deal, but I know some people, you know, I'm trying to describe this product as best I can so you can get an idea of it, and I feel like that would appeal to a lot of people. So this one or the Natural Pacific one is a good choice, but I bought this because I was curious and I really like it. The toner pads that will beat out CosRX. Now, I mentioned that I don't care for the CosRX pads anymore, and I got a few comments that were like, you know, trying to school me, like, actually, technically, there are ingredients in there that are exfoliate. And yeah, that's true, there are ingredients in there that will help exfoliate the skin, but not as much as this one would. And the thing is, this one doesn't contain PEGs like the CosRX one, and honestly, the exfoliating ingredients in there aren't that, like, exfoliating. They're exfoliating only to a certain extent. This has a combination of BHA, AHA, and PHA, and for the CosRX, they work, I guess, and I feel bad because I put them in my, like, Wish Trend box, and, I mean, they work, don't get me wrong, they work, but not as well as these because, one, the ingredients, and two, I noticed an immediate difference after I switched to the Misha ones, because with the CosRX ones, yeah, you're getting exfoliation, but most of it's coming from you rubbing your skin with the pad. Same pads, but the chemical on the ingredients on the actual what it's soaked in is actually helping as well. And I noticed a quick difference with these already. So and these haven't broken me. I feel like I broke out a little bit when I switched back to the CosRX ones. But this one, chueco. I have this little bottle of mist that I made, I guess, that I could have used as like even a replacement for like essence or moisturizer, depending on how oily or whatever your skin is. But Yongguk taught me this. He suggested the Cynic First Treatment Essence. Really affordable. It's like less than $20, and it's always on 1+1 in Korea, so you get 2 bottles for less than 20 bucks. And this is basically similar to the SK2 First Treatment Essence. It has that galactam. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not the same like fermented ingredient because the SK2 one is patented. This one has that galactomyces fermented shit though, so it's still gonna be great for skin. And all the ingredients are fantastic. I checked the app, the Hwahe app, and all the ingredients are good to go. So I put some of this. I fill like about 80% of this bottle with this because it's quite a watery texture. And then I added 3 full droppers of the Trilogy Rosehip Oil. Someone was asking me like, oh, what was the brand of that? But honestly, it's just organic rosehip oil. You can get this anywhere. So as you can see, they don't mix, so you have to shake it up. And at first I was like, it's not amazing. It's like, it came out like, but the more you squeeze, the more you mist it out, the more fine it turns. But it's a real, oh god. I love to put it on after I do like at any point during my nighttime skincare especially. I'll do all my skincare and I'll put this on, like, I'll be working on the computer and I'll have this on the side. If my skin I mean, it's kind of extra, but if my skin's feeling even the slightest bit of tightness, I'll just spray on this and my skin feels and looks so good. For Yongguk, I've only been using this for a few weeks, but Yongguk has been using it quite a bit, and he said his skin tone was really evened out and brightened overall, which is an effect of the rosehip oil. So I've been really into this lately. Now to bridge, I guess, the gap between skincare and makeup, I'm going to be talking about these two cushions. I have reviews for these. These are the Troy Arake. This is the aesthetic cushion, and this is the A+ cushion. This one is meant for, well, I've already talked about this before, but it's the cushion target. Both of these are, again, 99% skincare, 1% makeup. This one's targeted for acne-prone sensitive skin. This one is more for like wrinkles. Very, very, very similar in formula and color. They're like, I don't know if you, it's like my skin tone basically, which is a good thing. I'm like a MAC NC25, very neutral, leaning a bit more yellow. It's very good for most Asian skin tones, even though they're very similar. This one I like to use more because it definitely, I mean, this one isn't that bad in terms of like getting to fine lines. Any foundation does that to me because I have fine lines, but this one has a bunch of peptides in it, so it keeps it from doing that. So I really like both. If I'm breaking out, I'm using this one today actually. If I'm breaking out, I'll use this one, and on normal days I'll use this one. I'm also using this in tandem with that BCC cream. That's like a very expensive BB cream from this brand, and I like to layer it so I get a really good coverage, but it's great for every day because I kind of replace my sunscreen with these and that BCC cream, because sunscreen, I cannot fuck around with sunscreen at this point. It really makes my makeup look like shit. If you want to keep using sunscreen, go ahead and do that. But lately, I've just been doing that because most of the time I'm indoors anyway. So I'll have like the curtains closed. So if my skin does happen to get a kiss from the sun, then I'll be protected, I guess, from the SPF from the cushions and the BB cream I'm using. Alright, I have a bunch of makeup. I'm just gonna grab from this little box that I have. I've been really into the Etude House Personal Color Contouring Palette, the powder one, again, since I got it. I've just been constantly grabbing for this and also the eye palettes, which I still have to review. That will come at some point, hopefully. I said it now, it's probably never gonna come again, so I'm gonna try to film it before I go to California. I just really love this color for contouring my nose. It's a little bit on the more warm side, but it's passable. Especially this one. This one I love to use for my jawline. Girl, she cuts that jaw up real good. Also because I have to make sure I like to use really precise brushes for contour. I used to be really into like really fat brushes to like contour and shit, but I think overall I prefer much smaller, more precise brushes for contouring. This blush right here is a beautiful. I'm wearing it right now. It's a really, really pretty natural blush you can use to add color to the face. This one, I guess, is like a bronzer sort of color. I suppose you can use this as like a blush, but it's more of like that kind of bronzy blush. It's not too dark, so you can build up the color. This one is the brightening shade. I like to use it on the bridge of my nose to help, because when I contour, the middle can get kind of dirty, so I use this to brighten that part up again, or just like the center of my face, under my eyes, in this triangle shape on my chin. And then this is the actual highlighter, what I'm wearing today. It's a really pretty natural highlighter that all these powders work really well together, so when you combine them all, it really adds dimension to the face, and it's really pretty. And all the powders are really finely milled, so they're not gonna be sitting on top of the skin. Two powders that I really liked: the Pony Effect Mattifying Blur Powder, very similar to the Skin Food Peach Sake powder, but I ran out of that one, so I'm just using this one. Comes with a really big mirror, or like a decently sized mirror, really big velour puff, and just like a little net here, so you can get the right amount. I just do this, I turn it upside down, and I just pat on my skin. I just like the way it mattifies my skin, sets my makeup, and because it's an HD powder, it's not gonna look too obvious on the skin. I just have to make sure I really buff it out with a brush. If I'm being lazy, I want to just use a pressed powder. I've been really into the Eclipse oil cut powder patch. The only reason I don't use the other one is because it's too dark for my skin tone. But this one is translucent powder, and if you want something to just set like the center of your face, if you have oily skin, this is a good powder. You just put it in the center, and it mattifies, it covers pores, it smooths out the skin basically, and it helps control oil. The Style Nanda Pore Silky Balm was a thing that I kind of shied away from, only because when I first used it, it really broke me out. But now that I think my skin is kind of getting out of acne, it's only breaking out due to certain things. This doesn't break my skin out anymore. It's basically it comes with a sponge. There's also a little scooper in there, spatula, and it's just a solid pore filling balm. What I really love about this one is it's actually the stick version that I use for it. They're both exactly the same. I just been really into this one because it comes with like that sponge that I can use to. I use the spatula to scoop some out. I put some on my face, like, you know, on my cheek where I have scarring, lines, pores, whatever, and then I use the sponge to spread it out. And what it does is, if you can imagine, this is a bad example. You see, imagine this is the surface of my skin. And all the little dips are like pores or like scars or wrinkles. When you put the primer on top and use the sponge to smooth it out, it like fills in all those spaces, and it really evens out the surface of the skin. So I really like. I'm getting back into it. So when I want my skin to look really smooth and soft, that is what I'll use. Oh shit, I forgot about this skincare. The Innisfree Orchid Eye Cream. I got it in that box that I got with Joan in that one vlog, that purple box. And this is really the only thing I've been using in that box lately. It's just a real, will never replace my favorite Nature Republic, the first eye cream, but the line was discontinued. I'm so sad about that. That really made a huge difference. But this is a close runner-up. It keeps my under eyes really soft. When you put a good eye cream on, you can feel when you move your eyes, it just feels really like, it feels good under there, okay? I can't really be like, oh my god, this is fantastic, it's amazing, but I know when an eye cream isn't that great when I'm wasting my time with it. This is a pretty decent eye cream. Another powder. The Hourglass Ethereal Light Ambient Lighting Powder. I got this because I got a gift card from Sephora, so I just picked this up along with this Hourglass primer. It's a really finely milled, okay, if you can think of like this powder plus a highlighter, that's basically what this is. It's a really finely milled, almost like an HD pressed powder with a bit of like mica in there, so you get that, not shimmer, not glitter, but that sheen, so you can set your whole face with it. And at first I was like, when it first came out, I was like, the idea of like a powder that can make you look like you're under certain lighting, I think that's kind of bullshit. But I only have this one, but the first day I tried it, I was like, bitch, I was living. It's a really fucking expensive powder. I don't think I would repurchase only because it's so expensive. I only got it because it was free. But if it's in your budget and you're looking for something like this and you're interested, this, well, for me at least, it has not failed me. I will say though, I would probably use it over a base that's quite moist or nothing too drying, because you can run the risk of it like making dry skin look worse. So you need moisture on your skin for the powder to grab onto and have something to stick on. That's also, if you have a powder that makes you look really white under certain lighting, like under the sun or in flash photography, make sure what you're using underneath is moist, because then the powder will grab onto that and it won't leave you with that cocaine looking mess, you know what I mean? Next to, the primer, the Mineral Veil Primer. This is a very heavy duty primer. One, it will make your makeup waterproof, and two, the thing, it's very oil controlling, so I like to use this on days where my skin is being extra oily, and also over something that's quite moist, just like the powder, because if I use something too drying, like too mattifying in terms of foundation and concealer, and I use this really mattifying primer, and I use a powder on top, my skin will look too dry, because this really sucks out like the sebum from your pores. Well, not sucks it out, it keeps it from like hitting the surface of your skin. But it does, if you're using the right foundation on top, it will make your foundation look so good throughout the day. So I really like, again, really fucking expensive, but I have it and I like it, so I'll use it up. And if I feel like splurging, maybe I'll pick it up again, but for now, this is like liquid gold at this point. I know every time I use, and a little bit goes a long way. Not even a full pump. The pump is very controlled. You'll get like a small little blob, which is good because it helps prevent you from getting way too much. But even the one pump, which is already small, I feel like it's already too much, because you get the small pump, but it spreads out really far. So that's a good thing, I think. These are two items that I picked up because of one video, my Monster X Fighter video, and I swear to God, I'm so glad I picked this up. They were just for the video, but well, this one specifically. This one I picked up just because I saw it. It's a really great, the all-nighter setting spray, the long-lasting version. I'm wearing it today. I really like the way, because I like using mist to set my makeup and make all the powders and highlighters and contour melt into the skin, so it all looks like one. And it's not just sitting on top. But other than the fact that it does that, it sets the makeup. I almost feel like it tightens the skin a little bit, and I know my makeup is going to stay there. And I'm not going to say it lasts forever, but it definitely lasts up until when I need to wash it off. This shadow, the Space Cowboy, the Moondust shadow, it is such a pretty shadow. If you want to see me use it, you can go watch that Monster X Fighter makeup video. But basically, it's a really high shine, shimmer, glitter, almost like a top coat for your eyeshadow, because it gives you the look of like wet eyelids without having to use like a gloss or anything wet. It literally, oh man, let me just swatch this shit. Oh my, are you kidding? Holy shit! Sorry, I get too excited sometimes. Anyway, what I would recommend though is I would probably spray my brush with setting spray and then dip in and then use it, or use your finger to apply and then use a setting spray after you do all your makeup, because it can tend to like rub away. That's all I'm gonna say, but it's such a pretty eyeshadow. I love it. Some other eye stuff, the Pony Effect Intense Eye Tint in No Surprise. This is a really pretty, like, it's almost like a brick, aubergine, deep red kind of shit. I don't know how to describe it, but these eye tints, like, I love the applicator. First of all, you can just draw it on, especially if you want like a really strong, like, you don't care about blending too much. However you draw it, and you let it set, it will set. It will not move. You can also apply it and like blend it out with your finger or a brush, but in that case I would probably put 2 layers, because when you thin it out, the lasting power it's still long, but it's not as long as if you just like draw it on where you want it. But anyway, it's a really pretty, I like this color in particular because it's a really pretty color, but any of the formulations or any of the other colors with this formula look really pretty, and they last a long time. I wasn't really using this, but I had to pull it out for one of my makeup looks. The which one, I don't remember, but I used it. I've been using it every now and then, like for daily makeup, and it's really pretty, especially for like a one eyeshadow kind of look. Love it because it's very multi-dimensional. This is also from the same look. This eyeshadow from Innisfree, the Mineral Single Shadow in the Shimmer line, number 10, Jeju-do Kipun Bam. It's a really pretty, it's almost like the last color that I just showed you, the Intense Eye Tint. And I actually have it in my outer corner today, but it's like, it's much deeper, and it's just like a really pretty deep brown. Of course, you can use in like the outer corners of your eye or like the crease. but it has a bit of red to it. It has an interesting look to it. If you're tired of like all your browns, then this is a really good option. I was just picking out random colors from their new eyeshadows, and I really love this one. I like to use quite often for my outer corner color. This was in my best of 2016, these eyeshadows that I have, but I've been going back to them a lot recently because I just like the way these colors look together. It's like that natural look that like today is like my natural look, but if I want something a little bit more interesting, I go for these colors because it has that bit of like red pink tone to it. It adds a little bit of interest. So I'll list these colors specifically down below, and I'll have them linked, but these are the same ones for my best of beauty. I've just been grabbing them a lot this month, so I really like these shadows. And their Etude eyeshadows are like fantastic, specifically the single ones. The palette ones, like the small individual palettes that come out with collections, but like the personal color palettes. For my brows, I've been using, did I talk about this last month? I probably did. But the Eggo Lips Natural Auto Eyebrow, I got this as Subisu, but I've been really into this. It's a really great natural gray brown color that I feel like will suit a lot of hair colors. You know, it's just like a regular pencil. I've just been using this a lot. It has that kind of triangle shape to it. It's quite thin at the top, so you can get fine lines, but you can also fill it in real quickly. You can turn it on its side and fill in your brows. You can fill in your brows quickly, and then you can brush it out with the spoolie end and blend it. And then because I have blonde hair, I've been really grabbing this a lot lately, the Shin Stealer Ash Blondie eyebrow mascara. She gave this to me in person when we hung out for lunch because I didn't have this one when I bought a lot of the Shin Stealer stuff when it came out. And I love the formula of this eyebrow mascara in particular. The shape, for one, is really great because it's small enough so that, you know, you can get exactly, because I have a problem with some, like even the pony effect ones sometimes, because I like to just do this with my eyebrow mascara, but it will get onto my skin sometimes because the brush is a little bit too big. This is the perfect size, and the formula is really, it builds onto your brow, so it gives your brow volume, which is not necessarily a thing people need, only really extra people, like me. But it adds volume to brow if you're interested in it, but it really colors the eyebrow, and it really sets it. So that's what I really like about this one. And now that I have blonde hair, I can use it more often. Back then I didn't really use it because it's like a blonde, light brown blonde, but it has a little bit of pink tinge to it, so it perfectly suits my hair. Okay, I have to finish these really quick because I have to leave to go to Myeongdong to meet my friend. I mean, I've talked about these before and I used them in several videos, but I've just been really into them. This Cover Up Pro Concealer, I've been relying on this a lot for like cleaning up my eyebrows under my eyes, using like a angled brush. It covers everything. The only place I wouldn't use it is under my eyes, which is what I use the Pro Fit Liquid Concealer for. It really, both of these concealers cover everything, and they really look skin-like, I feel like, other than this one under the eyes. I would not use it there. When you blend them out, they don't blend out into nothing like a lot of concealers can do. You put it on, you blend it out a little bit, and the pigment is still there. So these concealers, chueco. And then last but not least, I've got several lip products to talk about. Pony Effect Deep and Pure Lip Tint. If you're like me and you're always like biting your lips off, if you're always biting your lips, or like if you have lipstick on, you kind of want to like rub it off, bite it off, the Deep and Pure Lip Tints are for you. My favorite one is the color Delightful. It's like I can't say nude because you can't get like a nude lip tint, you know what I mean? Unless there is, and I don't know. Out of all the colors, this is the most like natural, like it has color to it. I just realized it's not too bright of a pink. It's like almost like, what's that color of the year? I'll put the name right here, but it's like that color but in tint form, and I'm using this because it lasts a while on the lips. This one I recently got like 2 weeks ago, and every time I wear it, people always ask me what I'm wearing. The Favorite Fluid Lip Tint in Romantic Breath. I think this is one of the newer colors, but it's like a really pretty, it's like a natural color, but if you're looking more for like a brighter pink, it's still like a natural bright pink, but like it looks a little bit bright here, but when you put it on, and it looks too bright on the lips, but when you let it settle, it'll sit into the lips and then turn into like this really pretty, like my lips but better shade. Sometimes I want a bit of color, but my lips are being very dry at the moment, so I'll go in with a Moonshot lip treatment glow, a complete dupe for the Dior Lip Addict, the one that kind of changes color depending on like the heat of your lips. They say like pH level or whatever, but you put this on and it kind of changes to like, it's like a lip treatment basically. It's like a really moisturizing lip treatment. But if you let it sit, it turns into like a pink shade. So adds a bit of color to the lips. For me, it turns to like almost like something like this. If you want something similar to the Dior Lip Addict, this is where it's at. And then this one I actually picked up randomly because I needed something for my lips. I forgot my lip balm at home. The Skin Food Avocado and Honey Lip Serum with SPF 8. I like this mostly because the smell is amazing. It sounds really fucking weird, but it almost smells like freshly washed hair. That sounds disgusting because it's a lip product, but if you smell this, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, it's like this lip treatment that you put on the lips. And yeah, it's moisturizing. It's like a lip balm, but it's a little bit thinner and it's not too like heavy and glossy, but I like that it adds a little bit of color to your lips. Almost like the color of this even. Marsala, that's what it, Marsala. It adds a hint of color to the lips. So similar to this one, it helps moisturize your lips, but it adds a bit of color. So if you want something that will add more, it's more like a lip treatment, but you want some color to your lips, either of these will be fine. This one's a little bit lighter in color, and this one's slightly deeper. It's just like, you know when you've had like spicy food and your lips like plump up, but then you wipe your lips off so you get all that red spicy food off, and your lips have that little bit of deep redness to it. Or you know, people with like very naturally deep red pigmented lips, that's the color. And also the smell is really great. But the thing is, I feel like I have to keep putting it on because it doesn't last as long as like the lip treatment glow, because the formula of this one is a little bit thinner. You know what I mean? This is a little thicker. It's similar to the Aritaum ginger honey lip overnight mask thing. Alright, she's back. She's back home. She's not gonna win with this hair. Now we're gonna move on to the shits of this month. I've only got two. I've only got two, luckily. Etude House Precious Mineral BB Balm. This is like a cream compact type foundation, and I have a review on this, and in that one I shat all over it. I really dislike this foundation. I tried it several times. I tried to make it work as much as I could. If you use it like, if you're having a good skin day, you moisturize really well, you got your skincare on point, your skin is exfoliated, you use primer and you use powder, then, well, for me at least, then it will work. But I swear to God, as soon as I put it on, it starts creasing immediately. The coverage is like subpar. You can really build it up, but then that increases the chances of it just creasing even more. Powder will not save it. The formula, I feel like, even though it's a cream foundation, there's little essence swirls in there, like skincare, I suppose, to help with moisture, I guess. But I feel like that's getting in the way of the foundation doing its job as a foundation. And honestly, the only people I can see this working for are people with great skin. So if you have no fine lines, if you have no problem with pores, and you just need to even out your skin tone, then alright. But that's only if you fit within one of the 3 shades. So was it 3? It might be 4. I don't know. Anyway, another shit of the month, which I kind of feel guilty about talking about because I did say it was good in my, what was it? Which tutorial? I used it in one of my makeup tutorials recently, and it's the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Apple Lime. I know Joan loves this stuff, but the thing is, what I realized is that I thought it would be a replacement for my beloved Aritaum Ginger Sugar Overnight Lip Mask. And the thing is, I honestly believe it's just like glorified Vaseline. It comes with a little spatula thing right here. Right there. But the thing is, I guess, I mean, you put it on your lips and it almost like, it's like a top coat on nail polish. It kind of evens itself out. So you have like this layer of like goopy shit on your mouth. So, I mean, it's an overnight like lip mask, but it shouldn't matter if that's the case because it's just meant to be on your lips overnight. And what I noticed is that, yeah, I'll take it off in the morning, like, wow, my lips are soft and smooth and all that, but like, that's about it. Like, after an hour, my lips are already really dry again. So what I've come to the conclusion is that actually, Jungkook informed me on GlowPick, that app that a lot of Koreans use to like rate makeup products and skincare products. A lot of people agree that it's kind of like it like masks your lips, but it doesn't actually moisturize your lips. It creates like a protective barrier, which I guess is okay, but if your lips are dry, it's like you have like imagine this is a table. You have this dry case here. You cover it in Vaseline, okay? You wipe off the Vaseline. It's still a dry, hard case. So that's what I feel like the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask is. And the thing is, this shit is expensive as hell. I think the only thing that I enjoy out of this is this thing, because I can use this to dip into my overnight lip mask from Aritaum, which by the way is like $8. And this stuff actually, not only does it create like a coat over the lips, it actually like penetrates the lips with moisture. And I know it's really fucking sticky and like gross, but I love that because I actually have it under my lips today. My lipstick. I put a lipstick on like between filming this morning and now. At night, I'll put a thick layer, and like in the morning my lips are, like I've said before, my lips are good the whole day, and then I just try to do it every night. And then if I forget, or if I'm putting on lipstick that day or something on top of my lips, I'll put a layer and then I'll like blot it with like a tissue, so what I'm left with is like the layer of lip mask that would have just penetrated into my lips, and my lips look so, yes bitch. And the fact that it's over $20, just go with this one. Glorified Vaseline. Now we've got the, I guess she's lit. That's so grammatically incorrect, but I love the way it sounds with like the whole title. Anyway, these are the stuff from the month that I thought were just like, okay. The Etude House Play 101 color correcting sticks. I have a video in which I tried these out. That video did a lot better than I thought it would have, but I really think it might have had to do with like the thumbnail, how ridiculous it looked. But basically it's just color correcting cream concealers. They're not too bad. What I did in the video was I applied all of them straight to my face, and I blended it out with like a big kind of like stiff brush. But it made my face look really weird. I feel like that's not the correct way to apply it. What I would suggest, I actually really like the orange one, the one for your dark circles, like the peach one, sorry, the salmony peach one, because I feel like it really does conceal like the dark circles. My other favorite color is the green one, because I have quite a bit of redness here, and that's really all I need for my face. But I'll put it on and I'll blend it with my finger, each individual color, rather than putting all of them on and trying to blend it all out. I feel like working one by one really. Also, I feel like I use too much product in the video, probably just for dramatic effect. But if you have these, I think just putting a little bit right where you need it, like right only on the redness and right only on the dark circles, and just patting out with your finger, it really melds into the skin, and it doesn't sit on top. It doesn't feel too greasy. It just works with the skin, and I feel like it doesn't interrupt the longevity of the foundation. So that's a good thing, because sometimes if it's something that's going under your foundation, sometimes there's a risk, like sunscreen, there's a risk of it just like fucking up your foundation. So these are okay for me, but I don't really reach for these that often, so that's why it's in this category. Next is something else that goes under your foundation, is the VDL color correcting primer in Serenity. This is just a primer. VDL is famous for their primers. I'm assuming this is just like the other primers, just the fact that it's blue. I still need to make a separate video for this, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but basically it's supposed to, if you have a warm undertone, it's supposed to change into a cool undertone. But what I don't like about, well, it definitely brightens up the complexion, but what I'm confused about is, if it's going to change the undertone of your skin, what is the point if you're just going to put foundation on top of it anyway? I can't think of a time when anyone would ever use this, because when I put it on, it kind of like brightens up the complexion of my face, which is fine. It brightens and evens out my skin tone, which is why I'm okay with it. It helps me apply less foundation. But I have to put some on my neck too, because I'll have like two different shades. Like my neck will be warm and then my face will be like cool. So I end up having to put on my neck, but I don't want to do that, you know what I mean? I suppose the only time you would ever want to use it is if your neck was like a cool tone and your face is like a warm tone. But like, when would that ever happen, you know what I mean? Another reason why I think it goes into this category, this like, she's okay, is because I definitely noticed my foundation wore on a little bit longer. However, it made my skin a little bit more dry. It's one of those foundations where it's very silicone heavy, so your foundation glides on smoothly. It looks really, your pores are filled in, fine lines and all that. But a lot of primers like that can dry the skin out, and even though I have oily skin, I can't use too many mattifying, oil controlling stuff, because then it will just look too dry. In that way, it's a decent primer. However, you have to make sure you're using a proper, like a foundation that will work well on top of it. Maybe like, just like the Hourglass one, maybe something more moisturizing to like counterbalance the like extreme, like, it's not super drying like the Mineral Veil one from Hourglass. It just, you run the risk of looking crusty. Does that make sense? And the fact that it's blue kind of makes not too much sense to me. I don't know. At first I thought it would be a great idea, that's why I bought it, but then I came to realize after using it some of these faults, I guess, that it has. And then we've got the Misha, the original tension packed. Oh, I'm sorry, the lighting is so damn bright. Hold on. Is that better? I'm sorry, oh my god. The original tension pack from Misha. Again, it's one of those like tension pack things where it has like the foundation and there's like a net on top to help control the amount of foundation you're getting, and it's a decent foundation. It gives you pretty good coverage. It's matte. It covers your pores, fills in lines. It's like not too bad. But the only thing I don't really care for, and the reason why it's in this category, is that the wear is like whatever. It's kind of like a very mediocre. If you think of like CoverGirl foundations. They're very like, not even just CoverGirl, but a lot of American drugstore foundations are very average. I'm thinking foundation that came out in the 2000s, before long wear foundations were a thing. The wearability is just like very average. With powder and primer, it lasts a little bit longer, but even then, just it's average. That's all I can say about it. And even then, on GlowPick, this got like whatever reviews. And then Amisha immediately, like 2 months after this came out with like a better tension foundation pack thing, but that's way more expensive, and it's part of their like the line, because I feel like Misha is a very Ajuma brand. I've said this many times before. Packaging of that is a little bit different. So they still have this, but they came out with another tension pack which carries, it's just better, I guess. And it's much more expensive than this. So if your skin is like normal and you don't really have a problem with like longevity of foundation and you need coverage, then this is a decent foundation. And then last but not least is the Clio Kill Cover Stamping Foundation. I actually filmed a foundation review for this, but I never posted it because I just never did. If you want me to post it, then I guess I can post it. You open the cap. There's a mirror at the bottom here. It comes with a sponge. However, actually here, let me show you. Just like the Clio Concealation Foundation, which came with a sponge in its own case, this also came with a sponge in its own case. It's in the shape of like this. It's in this little bell shape. So what you do is, by the way, this sponge is like bullshit. It's terrible at applying the foundation. It's just like the tension one, actually. And there's like a little net here, and what you do is you take the sponge, you push it in, and you use it to apply. This gives you, I thought it was like really good full coverage, but upon closer inspection, it's kind of just like medium, pushing a little bit towards full. I feel like the Misha one has more coverage in this, but just like the Misha one, the wearability is like okay. I wasn't blown away by the foundation. I guess the application was like unique. In fact, I feel like this came out before all those other tension foundations did, but packaging is kind of bulky. It's a little bit clunky. Your mirror's a little like eh. So it's not really good for travel. And the fact, I mean, like having this in your makeup bag is so less convenient than maybe something like this. Other than that, it's just an okay foundation. It's matte. Yeah, I guess it's just like this, but with less coverage. Anyway, that was my hit shits and I guess she's lits for January. I hope you guys found that enjoyable. If you're curious about anything that I used, links are of course in the info bar as per usual. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Annyeong.
Taste all this game in the air, I see it anticipate, and she knows I'm a real one, she just can't wait. Oh na na, what's my name? Girl, what's my name? Like oh na na, what's my name? Girl, say my name. Like oh na na, what's my name? Girl, what's my name? Like oh na na, what's my name?